Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at how the changing seasons affect one specific dog, an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier named Luna.
Right. And we're basing this on a whole year of observations, looking at her behavior, her needs, basically how she copes day to day.
Exactly. The mission here is to really get a feel for how these big seasonal shifts impact, this particular breed and what owners might need to think about.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How closely physiology and behavior are tied to the environment. We know dogs adapt, but digging into how they respond to things like temperature, well, it tells us a lot about their well-being.
Okay, so let's start with summer. Now, Luna, she's usually a pretty active dog, right? But the heat, wow, it really seemed to take it out of her. We saw loads of heavy panting, and she was always looking for shade, like constantly seeking out the coolest spot, even after just a bit of playing.
And that makes sense. You have to consider her build quite muscular, and that short coat, it's often brindle, right? Darker.
Yeah, exactly.
So that combination, well, she doesn't cool down as easily as some other breeds might. Muscle generates heat, and that short coat, it doesn't offer much protection from the sun, nor does it really help dissipate heat effectively.
Right. So her solutions were pretty simple, but effective. She absolutely loved splashing about in her kiddie pool.
Oh, I bet. Classic cooling method.
Totally. That and chilling out with a frozen Kong treat. You could almost see the relief wash over her.
And that just highlights how important it is for owners to be proactive, doesn't it? Offering those cooling options before they get too hot.
Definitely. Preventing overheating, not just reacting to it.
Exactly.
Then, boom, autumn hits, and it's like someone flipped a switch on her energy.
Oh, yeah.
All that summer sluggishness.
Yeah.
Gone. Suddenly she's back to, chasing fallen leaves in the park like mad. Just pure enthusiasm.
Boundless enthusiasm, I imagine. Her little stocky legs churning.
You got it. Just going like the clappers.
Yeah.
It seemed like the perfect temperature for her.
Well, that cooler, crisp air is a huge factor. It means she can really let loose, exercise properly, without that risk of overheating. For a dog like Luna, that kind of comfortable, high-energy activity is just vital, physically and mentally,
Couldn't agree more. Winter, though.
Yeah.
That brought a different set of issues.
Colder temps.
Yeah. She still wanted to play, obviously, but the cold definitely bothered her. We started noticing her shivering sometimes, even on walks that weren't, super long.
And that's where that short coat becomes a disadvantage again, right? It worked against her in the heat, and now it offers very little protection against biting wind or icy ground.
No insulation, basically.
Pretty much. Unlike, say, a husky or something with a thick undercoat, Luna's much more exposed.
Absolutely. So winter care involved, shorter walks for starters, making sure we toweled her off really well when we came inside.
Crucial, getting that damp chill off.
Lots of cozy time. Cuddles under a warm blanket became standard procedure. And yes, she definitely needed a sweater on the really cold days.
Good. Those adjustments are so important. Ignoring those signs, the shivering, it's not just uncomfortable for them. It could potentially lead to health problems if they get properly chilled.
Then finally, spring rolls around. And it's like Luna just comes alive again, rejuvenated.
The sweet spot season, maybe?
Totally. Moderate temperatures, everything blooming.
Yeah.
You'd see her bounding through fields, maybe finding some wildflowers, letting out these happy little barks.
Sounds idyllic. Chasing butterflies, enjoying the breeze.
All of that. Just clearly in her element, enjoying the garden, loving that fresh air without the extremes.
Spring and autumn often are the best times for many dogs, especially ones like Luna who feel the heat and the cold quite keenly. It just lets them be dogs, really, without those weather limitations.
So, pulling this all together, what are the main takeaways from watching Luna through the seasons?
Well, I think one big thing is that even dogs we think of as tough or sturdy, like an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier, they still have very specific needs related to temperature.
Yeah, definitely. She wasn't just automatically okay in all weather.
Not at all. She clearly thrived in those moderate temperatures, spring and autumn. Summer meant we absolutely had to manage the heat, find ways to cool her down.
And winter required extra effort to keep her warm. The sweater wasn't just for looks.
Precisely. And it's also clear how much the seasons affected her energy, her activity preferences. What she wanted to do changed with the weather.
So true.
And really, what this all underlines is just how vital attentive observation is. You know your dog. Watching them, understanding their breed traits, and then adapting their care based on the season, based on the actual weather that day. That's how we keep them happy and healthy.
It really is. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How might other breeds experience these same seasons? Dogs with totally different coats, different builds.
Live
How would
that.
their year look?
That's a great point. What different things might you notice about the animals in your own life as the weather changes? Something to ponder.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.